Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran, and yes, welcome back to another fine episode of a new survival horror, and today I'm actually going to be covering a little title that has been on my mind for quite some time, ever since AJ did a video on the game's original announcement on the channel. So if you haven't guessed already, yes, today we're going to be talking about Remothered's sequel, Broken Porcelain, which is a slight change from Going Porcelain. Also, if you haven't played or heard of the series before, Remothered is a survival horror title that was originally meant to be a fan tribute to the original Clock Tower games book, and quickly became more into its own thing that is still inspired by those titles, as well as Silent Hill, Rule of Rose, and Haunting Ground. Which, to be fair, Haunting Ground is like a spiritual successor to Clock Tower, and is actually classed as like a Clock Tower game. Me personally, I loved the first Remothered game. It was such a breath of fresh air in current day survival horror, because it's the closest any recent game has come to truly capturing the essence of the genre, bringing it to modern day standards. Before I dive into Broken Porcelain, however, I just want to say that there might be a few spoilers in the video for those who haven't played Tormented Fathers, so if you haven't played it, do yourself a favour, pick it up. It's on consoles as well, and it's even coming to the Switch in October. Yes, do it. There is no excuse. I'm curious how the Switch version plays. I'm actually going to do a video on that. Just want to bring that up right now. So yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, let's return to the world of survival horror with Remothered Broken Porcelain. Broken Porcelain follows Celeste Felton, the adopted daughter of Tormented Father's main antagonist Richard Felton, who suddenly disappeared back in 1971. Unbeknownst to everyone, Celeste was actually ordered to leave by Richard as he was trying to protect her from an unnamed individual, and also himself, as we all know, he is a fucking psychopath who cuts around the mansion singing fucking barn songs and hunting you down with a bloody sickle. Either before her return to the Felton estate or shortly after her escape, she finds her way to the Ashwin Inn, a place filled with hidden truths, creepy stalkers trapped in time, and plenty of puzzles. Honestly, there isn't really much here to go on in terms of story details, but since we know that it follows Celeste this time around, we're definitely going to be getting a ton more lore around the world, and hopefully find out who Richard was trying to protect Celeste from, besides himself of course. But yeah, there is a ton of speculation we can talk about here, like the bag that was left by Celeste that has a tag saying Flemington's Girls Institute, which was first seen in the official trailer for Tormented Fathers. By the way, I'm going to be relying a little bit on the Remothered wiki for some additional information that either just couldn't remember from the game, or info that I just missed in general. According to the wiki, another character named Lindsay, who was apparently also residing in the Girls' Institute, Celeste was hinting to escape to. Now, Lindsay is a character the same age as Celeste, you know, around 15 I think, that is going to be in Broken Porcelain, so I'm curious what role she's going to have to play in the game. Since Lindsay is also present in the game, I wonder how they both end up at the Ashwin Inn. Did they both run away from the Institute for some odd reason, or was this like just a very unlucky school trip? Broken Porcelain looks to be a far more creepier experience than Tormented Fathers, with the shining impressions I'm getting with the inn, and the whole two-way mirror in the bedroom with this creepy looking hooded figure behind it. Who is this hooded man? Well, it's anyone's guess to be fair, but I'm assuming he becomes obsessed with Celeste for a lot of odd reasons here, because you know, if you haven't played Remothered again, there is a lot of odd shit in this game. Maybe this character knows who Celeste truly is, and he is an enemy of Felton. Maybe he is the guy Richard tried warning Celeste about. Who knows? With Celeste and Lindsay still being children at this point, I wonder if there'll be any like Rule of Rose comparisons to be drawn here, since they do name that game when it comes to inspirations for Remothered. But yes, that's kind of enough for the story. Let's move quickly on and talk about some gameplay mechanics. Remothered Broken Porcelain is a stealth survival horror game in the same vein as Clock Tower and Haunting Grounds. It's also going to play very similar to the previous title, Tormented Fathers, with new additions and amongst the good old mechanics. Like I said before, the key to these games is stealth, since we won't be able to kill our way through the stalkers with a massive shotgun. Since we do play as a 15-year-old guild this time around, I'm guessing that there will be a lot more stealth options. In Tormented Fathers, there were various ways to hide from stalkers by doing things like remaining crouched behind a chair, hiding in a closet waiting for them to fuck off, or tie up a door giving you time to sneak away to another location. I'm certain you can do all these things in this game, but because we are a kid here, I can see new hiding places opening up due to our size, like a vent or like a small cupboard. Small things like that. Sure, you can hide from stalkers, but at some point you will have to come face to face with them, and you need something handy when there is no outrunning them. That's where good old random household objects come into use, with the player having the ability to throw items at pursuing stalkers to stun them for a short period of time. Items can also be used as distractions, so let's just say if you had like a glass, you know, just like a normal glass of water or just like an empty glass or something, or like a vase, anything like that, and you just launch it to the other side of the room as the stalker's approaching you. The stalker would just be distracted, he'd be like, oh, what the fuck is going on over there? Allowing you to sneak off. Classic move. There is also a thing as well where it's like you can set a timer on a clock in the first Remothered game, so you can set it for a certain time. So let's just say you set it for like 30 seconds, you run away from that location, so that means the stalker can walk down to a faraway location wherever the clock is being ticked off. There is also defense items in the game that can be used when stalkers have a hold of you. Tormented Fathers actually had a system where you can upgrade these defense items so they have a longer effect on the stalker, so I wonder if they will make a return here. Puzzles were a big part of the first game, and they are confirmed to return here as well. Backtracking to find certain key objects will be needed to solve these puzzles, so keep an eye out for specific locations around the Ashman Inn that look like they have something more to them, you know? Stalkers in this game will be interesting indeed, and I'm curious how they will handle them. I'm assuming the developer will be improving the AI from the first game to change up how the stalkers interact with the environments, since the first game was kinda simple in that aspect. Like in Tormented Fathers, stalkers like Felton and the Red Nun were quite similar in terms of their actions with the player, so I want the stalkers this time around to be a little bit more unique and a little bit more unpredictable for the player. For those who don't know what stalkers are, well, they're the main enemies of the game that, well, you know, stalk people and try to kill you. They wander around the grounds hunting for you and do things like checking hiding locations and taunt the player. My main thing I kind of want to add here in terms of the stalkers, please give them more taunts, because Richard Felton had about 4 taunts or something like that were on repeat constantly. I swear, like, when I was playing that game, I heard that same old barnyard wee fucking rhyme 24/7.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a sickle.
It was so annoying by the end. It was like, it wasn't even terrifying. Like 10 minutes after he did it, I was like, alright, okay, he's at it again, cool. Like, can you please shut the fuck up? It literally, I want to leave my hiding location and smack you with a snow globe just to shut you up. So that was Remothered Broken Porcelain. Let us know what you think so far in the comments down below, and if you haven't already, go check out the first game in the series, Remothered Tormented Fathers, because it is such a fun playthrough for survival horror fans, and again, it's coming to Switch, which puts a massive smile on my face. I love games come to my Switch, especially survival horror ones. We don't really get too many big ones, you know? Special thanks to my brilliant patrons, Cat G, Proxy1, Devil and TG Monster, for your continued support over on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much, I do really appreciate it. But yeah guys, that was me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm very excited for Remothered Broken Porcelain. It's just one of those games, it's unique, it's different, and it's not another fucking PT clone. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.